Hi folks, in this video I'll help you set up ERC, which is a IRC client running on emacs editor as we have opened here. I'll help you to set it up so that you can connect to Libera server as well as Freenode. Okay, this is just a scratch page in the emacs. I just copy and pasted my the two functions I defined, start_irc all and start_irc1. This is sourced from the .emacs file, commonly located inside your home directory. Okay, so let's start. The first one, it defines a function called, I named it start_irc all because this gonna connect not just Libera but Freenode as well. This string just is a description of what it does. It says connect to all custom IRC servers. In this case, we've defined Libera and Freenode. Okay, so as far as I know, the Libera server only accepts encrypted connection, that is TLS. Okay, and I think the Freenode has an option of unencrypted and encrypted connections, and you can tell by here it says ERC TLS, and this is just ERC. Okay, so TLS is the encrypted connection, and the port differs. For the TLS it's 6697, for unencrypted is 6667. Okay, let's go through the first function, start IRC all. Okay, so this first one, this is a server URL for the Libera chat. This is the port to connect to. This is the default nick you're gonna use, and this is the password, and that's your full name. Okay, same thing for the Freenode. You define the server, port, nick, password, full name. Okay, so those are quite straightforward, right? So if you run this function, as I will in a minute, you can predictably see that it will try to connect to two servers. One is Libera over TLS, and another is Freenode. Okay, this last part is also quite easy. So you can see from this name here, autojoin channels list. So what you first state the server. Well, I'm guessing this is like a pattern matching, so it matches the server that ends with libera.chat and those that ends with freenode.net, so these two will match. The second one is second argument is the channel to auto join when you connect to these servers. Okay, you can actually add as many channels to auto join as you like. Just separate by space and add more arguments in, like, I don't know, GNU, okay, Python, and so on. Okay, same thing for Freenode. Okay, so in this current configuration, when the servers connect, you're in the Libera, you'll auto join Linux, GNU, and Python, and whatever else you mentioned you will specify afterwards. When you connect to Freenode, you only auto join Linux, but you can also add other servers, right? You will also have GNU, sorry, you also have Python, okay, and so on. Okay, so this lists the server and the auto join channels. Okay, This is another function called startirc1. I've annotated here. This is about connecting to a single IRC server. Okay, so in this case I only connect to Libera and not Freenode. Okay, this is obvious, but you can also add another server, right, if you want. Like, you can also do something like, something like server, I don't know, IRC dot, I don't know which IRC servers do we have. I don't know, maybe custom IRC.net or something, and do the same thing with the port, NIC, password, and so on. But in this case, if you run start IRC it will now try to connect to, well, let's make it TLS as well. Try it, then the port changes, right? So in this case, you will try to connect to 3 servers, and you can add more servers down here. Okay. So let's go back to the start IRC1. So in this case, we're only gonna attempt to connect to Libera over TLS. Okay. So same thing as above: server, port, NIC, password, full name. And this is the same thing. When you connect to Libera, you'll auto-join Linux and ACIM. It's a Course in Miracles or something. It's a religious thing that has a channel in there, small group of people there. And we don't, this Freenode entry is, it won't run because you haven't connected to Freenode in this function. So you could safely, so you could safely delete, okay, the Freenode entry. Okay, so now it's time to run this function. Well, I made a mess of it on here, trying to explain things, so I'll just run start IRC1. What do you expect? It will connect to Libera chat over a TLS. It will log you in. It will try to join Linux and ACIM channels. Okay. One point is in my previous video on ERC, I tried to set it up using various variables that ERC provides, and the drawback was when it tried to connect to the server, it would try to, for instance, join the Linux channel before it authenticates itself with nick and passwords. So the effect was, it will, in this particular channel called Linux, it will refuse entry because you are not authenticated yet with the nick serve. But if you do it this way, that won't happen. It will automatically log you in with a nick and a password. Only then it will try to join you up in a channel that potentially requires authentication to the server. Okay, so that that point is fixed if you do it this way. So that is the big advantage of using it, setting it up this way compared to my previous video. Okay, so what do you expect if I run start IRC1? It will connect to Libera chat, it will log me in, and it will auto join these 2 channels. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm gonna, well, just one second. So I'm gonna run the second function. As I said before, these are appended to my .emacs file, and I just copy and pasted it and change my nick and password and full name. Okay, so I run start IRC1. So yeah, so oops, sorry. Now it does. So I'll show you. Okay, so here it says you're identified with my nick. Okay, and then it joined two channels, right? I've joined Linux and ACIM as indicated by my definition of this function. Okay, I told you what to expect, and exactly it happened as expected. Okay, so I can go to this channel and say hi and so on. Okay, so I'll go back to the scratch. So just reminder, so I just ran this function through emacs, and it successfully connected to the Libera chat, successfully authenticated me, and auto joined into Linux and ACIM channels. Thank you very much. Bye bye.